Your cat has a favorite toy. It's not a toy. It's a sock. Dragged from the laundry to the middle of the kitchen floor, stalked, pounced on, carried around like a trophy. You bought the expensive feather wand. It ignored the feather wand. It wants the sock. This looks like quirky taste. It isn't. It's the same thing a lion does to a gazelle, running inside the animal asleep on your lap right now. So what is your cat actually hunting when it hunts your sock? Your cat just ate. You watched it happen. Full bowl, cleaned out, the little satisfied walk away from the dish. 20 minutes later, it's crouched behind the couch, pupils blown wide, ambushing your feet or dragging your sock across the floor like it hasn't eaten in a week. Every owner explains this the same way. She's playful, he's got energy to burn. And every owner is missing what's actually going on, because the behavior you just watched has nothing to do with play and nothing to do with hunger. Here's the part that breaks people's mental model of their own cat. In a cat, the drive to hunt and the drive to eat are not the same system. They're not even connected. They run on completely separate circuits in the brain, and the hunting circuit does not check whether the eating one is satisfied. It doesn't care that the bowl is full. It was never waiting on the bowl. The reason is survival. A cat that only hunted when hungry would starve, because prey appears at random and vanishes in seconds. So evolution cut the wire between hunger and hunting entirely. Catch now, eat later. So when your well-fed cat stalks your ankle, it isn't confused. It isn't misbehaving. It's doing exactly what 100,000 years of survival wired it to do. Hunt now, regardless of hunger, because the chance won't wait. And that same drive is what sends it after your socks. We'll get to why that's not random. Which raises the real question. If it isn't chasing a meal, if the bowl is full and the drive is still running, then what exactly is your cat trying to catch? Not anything you can put in a dish. And to understand what it's really after, you have to look at the thing running underneath all of this, the program itself. If she's not even hungry, just stopped making sense to you, good. That's what this channel does. The cat behaviors you thought you understood, taken apart and rebuilt correctly. Subscribe and keep going. Take a kitten away from its mother at birth. Raise it completely alone. No siblings, no adult cats, nothing to watch, nothing to copy. Never let it see another animal hunt. Then, weeks later, roll a small moving object past it. It will start. It will crouch, freeze, lock on, wiggle its hindquarters, and pounce, landing the grab and delivering a bite to the back of the neck. The complete sequence, in perfect order, on the first try. Nobody taught it that. There was nobody to teach it. And yet it performed a 5-part hunting routine with the precision of an animal that had done it 1,000 times. That's the thing most people get wrong about cat hunting. They assume it's a skill, something learned, practiced, picked up from mom. It isn't a skill. It's a program. And it ships pre-installed in every cat that has ever been born. Here's the program, step by step. Stalk. Body dropped low, head level, ears forward, eyes locked. The cat goes almost completely still and closes distance in silence. Chase. The approach, fast, committed, closing the gap to the target. Pounce. The paws draw in under the body and the cat launches. This stage is astonishingly efficient. Studies find cats need only 2 to 5 pounces on average to make a capture. Not 2 to 5 per day, 2 to 5 per kill. Grab. Claws and mouth seize the prey, pinning it, securing it. Bite. The finish, a specific targeted bite to the back of the neck, angled to sever the spinal cord and kill instantly. Every cat runs these 5 steps, in this order. The lion, the feral tom in an alley, and the 14-pound cat asleep on your radiator right now. Same 5 steps, same sequence, same killing bite. The size of the target changes. The program does not. And because it's a program and not a lesson, it can't be unlearned. You cannot raise it out of a cat. You cannot feed it out. It's not sitting on top of your cat's personality. It is your cat at a level older than personality. So if this complete hunting program is installed and running in every indoor cat, cats with no mice, no prey, no reason to ever use it, then it has to point at something. And it does. It points at your socks. So why does the sock win over the expensive toy you actually bought? It isn't taste. It's the program from the last section, hunting the only prey available to it. Remember, the sequence is triggered automatically by the senses. A cat's eyes are built to lock onto fast, erratic movement, the exact movement signature of a fleeing rodent. The brain doesn't run a check on whether the moving thing is actually prey. Movement of the right kind is enough. The trigger fires, so a hair tie flicked across the floor produces the identical neural response as a scampering mouse. Not a similar one, the identical one. To the part of your cat's brain running the hunt, there is no meaningful difference between the hair tie and the mouse. Both are prey. Both must be caught. This is also why some cats seem to hunt nothing, stalking a bare wall, pouncing at empty floor. Sometimes that's the insects and rodents moving inside the walls, the ultrasonic world we covered in the last video. But sometimes the trigger just fires on a shadow, a dust mote, a flick of light. The program is sensitive, and it would rather activate on a false alarm than miss a real meal. Now, why socks specifically? Why do so many cats fixate on soft, carryable fabric? Because of which stage the sock lets them complete. A sock is easy to grab and easy to carry in the mouth. It lets the cat finish the grab and carry portion of the sequence, seize the prey, then transport it somewhere. That carrying behavior, the little proud march with a sock hanging from the jaws, is the cat completing a step of the hunt that a laser dot or a bare floor never lets it reach. So the sock isn't a substitute for prey your cat settles for. Understand the program and it flips. To the instinct, the sock is prey. A real, catchable, carryable target in a house that offers almost nothing else to hunt. Which sets up the strangest part of all of this. A wild cat catches prey to eat it, but your cat catches the sock, carries it, drops it, and walks away. It doesn't eat the sock. And here's what makes no sense. It very often doesn't eat the real thing either. So what is it hunting for if not a meal? If your cat has ever actually caught something, a mouse, a bird, a large unlucky insect, you may have noticed something that doesn't add up. It didn't eat it. It stalked it, chased it, pounced, caught it, killed it, ran the entire program flawlessly, and then just left the body there, on the doormat, in the hallway, uneaten, as if the whole point had been something other than food. It was. Here's a number that reorganizes everything. In a cat's daily time budget, all the hours of being a cat, actually eating accounts for roughly 2%. 2%. The hunt, the drive to find and catch and kill, can occupy nearly half of a wild cat's entire day. The catching is the enormous central activity of a cat's life. The eating is a footnote. So when the prey stops moving, the part of your cat that needed satisfying has already been satisfied. The hunt completed. The program ran to the end. And the meal, the thing you'd assume was the entire purpose, turns out to be almost optional. Biologists have a stark name for this: surplus killing. Cats will catch and kill far more than they could ever eat, because the killing and the eating were never the same need in the first place. This is the same truth from the very first section, seen from the other end. Hunting is decoupled from hunger. We watched a full cat still want to hunt. Now watch the mirror image, a cat that hunts, catches, kills, and still doesn't want to eat. Both make no sense if hunting is about food. Both make perfect sense once you accept that for a cat, the hunt is the need and the meal is the leftover. Which is a little disturbing to sit with. The behavior you've been reading as, "My cat is a mighty hunter bringing home dinner," was never about dinner. Your cat completed the thing it actually needed the instant its prey went still. Everything after that, including whether it bothers to eat, is optional. But there's one thing a cat does with its uneaten kill that isn't optional and isn't random and has nothing to do with feeding itself at all. It brings it to you. The dead mouse on your doorstep, the bird at the foot of your bed. Every owner asks the same thing: why would you bring me this? The answer isn't what you think, and it isn't affection the way you'd assume. It's one of the two deepest instincts your cat has, and once you understand it, you'll never look at that gift the same way again. That's the next video. Watch it now. And if this just rewired how you see your cat, subscribe. Every behavior has an answer.